Alright, so I wanted to show off my completely automated smeltery. I used applied energistics, Tinker's construct, thermal expansion, and vanilla mechanics to do this. I was having a problem with this interface. When I first set it up, I put these in here so it would automatically export things into this chest, but I think maybe I had it directly connected to the impulse item duct before for some, I don't know, I can't remember it. It worked, but then it stopped working, and I think maybe I put this chest in here and forgot. But anyway, is this not? Yeah, okay, it's just not ready. So I'm gonna show first of all that this works. Will you jump already? Alright. So we're going to go to the AE system and we're going to say I want some alamite. And I know that it comes in threes, so I'm just going to say I want 3. Begin. And if we go over here to the system and look here, there is all the stuff to make alamite, and it is now melting alamite, and we can see it in here. I have 3 systems stacked on top of each other. So I have 1 smelter, 2 smelter, 3 smelter. There's 1 controller, 2 controller, 3 controller, lava tanks, and then I have extra sear glass full of lava. And then I have these connect top to bottom, by the way. If you connect these fluid ducts like this, they'll feed each other. So I have my bottom one connected to my lava tank, and then they all just feed straight up, which is pretty darn cool. I accidentally did this the first time, and then I was like, well, that's cool, I'll just leave it. So anyway, there it goes. See, I just barely saw one. Damn it, I missed it. So it flows out of here and goes into this, which gets pulled in to the system, which goes down here and then this way and into this chest, and then from this chest it gets pulled into the AE system. So that is how that works. Now I have 3 of these. So in this side I have set up just the aluminum, because the aluminum does not go through the thermal expansion pulverizer. So for my aluminum, what I do is I put it in this interface and I tell it aluminum, aluminum gravel, and aluminum ore berry, and probably should do like aluminum nuggets. Maybe not aluminum nuggets because I need them for recipes sometimes, but anyway, I tell it to always export them whenever they get them. And it was, I thought, feeding them into this chest, but maybe it wasn't. So I fixed it by just bypassing that mechanic with this, and just tell this to suck out all the time and put them in the chest, and then from the chest it will automatically pull through the system, because it does work with these already. Like whenever I do this, it goes through the chest and ends up in here, but whenever I do it up here, the items just sit over here and they don't ever get pulled out. So I fixed it like that. So that is how that works. So you might say, well, what if I don't want the ingots? What if I want to use the liquid form to make tools? Well, that's what this is for. So right here I have these all feeding into this, and if I want to use any of the liquid for crafting parts, I just put them in here, and whatever one the liquid is in, so if it's in this one, I just say okay, turn that one on, and come over here and turn off, which I could set this all up with buttons, and I probably will using remote controls. so I can just be in the front and do it. And then turn that off. That way it won't get pulled out there. And go back over here. And you can craft your items, smelt your items, whatever you call it, cast them. And then once you're done, you can actually just turn this red. Oops. Turn that back on, which that turns that on, so hopefully there's nothing in there. But anyway, I haven't thought about that problem yet. Anyway, it mostly works with that, just doing that, and then it just gets pulled right back in. So I don't know. There's usually not extra. I don't think. Maybe there is. I haven't tried it yet, to tell you the truth, on this side, but it should work well. There's my chance because it's making something. It's got something. Molten iron. Where'd it get molten iron at? So it doesn't have anywhere to go. Where would molten iron be? Is it in the bottom? Whoops. I don't know how that molten iron got in there. There's no... Well, there's no iron thing in here, so it should... If I just tell it no and yes, it should just go back in, right? Yeah. And then it should just go into here. I think molten obsidian. I must have messed it up whenever I did something wrong. Let's just fix this real quick. How did that obsidian get in there? Oh, this tank. Well, hold on. Let's just pump this out real quick. Do I have a lever? Why you no go? You went. Okay. Okay. So there's no extra shit in the system. I must have pulled it out of here before it was done with my alamite or something. Alright. Let's try this again. Okay, so let's just test. Turn this off. This needs to be back. Okay, is that correct? Everything seems correct. Alright, so let's do this again. Yeah, I never got my alamite, so I did fuck it up. Alright, so we're gonna do this again. We're gonna request 3 alumite ingots. Begin. And as you can see, the alumite will end up in the middle, I believe. Yep, there it goes. So the aluminum... Oh, did I add iron to that? Shit. I added aluminum. That's why it fucked it up. Okay, good. So that should be good. So molten aluminum, 5 ingots. Now I've got my 2 of obsidian and my 2 of iron. Obsidian is coming. 5 aluminum, 2 iron. And as soon as obsidian gets its hard ass melted, we will have some alumite, hopefully. And mix. There we go. And it doesn't pull it out because it's waiting for alumite. It will only pull out molten aluminum brass, molten bronze, molten manulin, or molten alumite. So any of the core ingredients to those can't be in there, like in the output. So the core ingredients is copper, tin, iron, ardite, obsidian, aluminum, and cobalt. So if any of those things was in here, they would pull out before they got mixed. So that's why you only have the things that you want out. So it pulled into here, it made ingots, and it pulled it into my system, and now in my system I should have myself 3 alumite ingots. And there they are. And that works exactly the same with aluminum brass, with manulin, and with whatever the other thing was, bronze. Now my aluminum goes in the top, so all of the aluminum gravel, aluminum ore, and aluminum ore berry goes there, and it doesn't interfere with this one because this one only takes aluminum ingots. So, and this one I have set up to do sand and tin nuggets, because that will give me the ability to make this stuff. Or no, this stuff. Rough brownstone. So if I request a piece of rough brownstone and say begin. Now the sand doesn't have anything to do with this one, that's just for glass. But if I look down here, this one has a casting basin. That's for the glass and for the sand. Now in here, this will have 1 tin nugget, which is enough to do 1 piece of gravel and turn it into a rough brownstone. And then from that you can chisel it and turn it into paved brownstone and all kinds of good stuff. There's a couple other things you can make this way that I haven't done yet, I believe. But there it goes. And it turns into it and gets pulled into the system. Now, the way that works is in here I have this recipe set up for 1 tin nugget and 1 gravel. It puts the gravel into this chest, and from that chest it gets pulled out down here and goes this way and goes into a hopper, and the hopper points at the casting basin, and that is where the gravel goes. Now I did have it connected directly to the casting basin, but that did not allow the gravel to get there fast enough. So if I was doing more than 1 piece at a time, then the aluminum, or not the aluminum, but the tin nuggets would, let me turn off the rain. the tin nuggets would just pool up in here and get stuck up in the casting basin because the gravel wouldn't be delivered fast enough. It'd be sitting in the chest waiting for it to empty out of the basin, and once it did, it would start traveling through the item duct, and even though they're impulse, it wasn't fast enough to get there before the tin came in. So what I did was I exported it all to a hopper, and then the hopper collects all the gravel while it's waiting for the first piece of gravel to get done, and then once that's done, it's quick enough to deliver the next piece of gravel before the tin starts coming in, and it makes the next piece. So that's how I got around that problem. And these two lines were connected, but what was happening was I was getting ingots feeding back through to the system because they could go that way or they could go this way, and that way was faster or quicker or closer or whatever. So I had to change that, and really that makes this right here unnecessary and this unnecessary. Yep. And that is how it's done very easily, and it's completely automated. Now if you want it in liquid form, what you've got, I can't figure out how to get out of here. I'm stuck. If you want to cast, just make sure that everything is empty before you set it up, or otherwise you're going to get a mess on your hands. So just make sure there's nothing in here. Okay, and then let's say you want to use, you can just use these manually if you want, but let's say you've already mixed up some manulin, and you know it's in this middle one here because it's made with these two. And I may switch these to the ingot form. I don't know if I can. I may not be able to. But anyway, you just flip this switch, which turns on the output for this, and you go back on this side and you flip this switch, which turns off the output for that. And that way it doesn't get pulled out Oh, I fell in a hole. It doesn't get pulled out automatically, and you can use it in this table for whatever you want, and you just have to connect that here like that, and then any excess that you have left over you can just pump back into the system and pump it back out into ingot form. If you have less than an ingot left over, that's going to cause a problem, but other than that, it's pretty good. But it can, I mean, it could sit in there until you get more, or what, I don't know. Or you could just have, like, you know, pump it into one of these extra glass things that I have. I don't know how, I'm really gonna worry about that. So that's that. And then I was thinking, well, you may not want a lot of bars in the system, so you could also tell it, like, if you have more than, say, 24 or 16 of each bar, that you would just send it to another smelter that would automatically melt it and then just export it into tanks. So each one would export into a tank that you'd always have handy for casting if you wanted. So not a big deal. Really easy, actually, once you realize that the item ducts can keep liquids from coming out all the time, and you don't have to tick them with a clock and figure out timing and all that stuff. And yeah, it's pretty good. I like it a lot. And these two don't need controllers because they just export anything that's in there, and there's no conflicts. The top one's just always aluminum, and the bottom was either going to be molten glass or molten tin at this point, so I don't need to really filter them. Doesn't matter if they get mixed up because they won't mix together. And all I have to do to make it make glass is just tell it that sand. Actually, I could do that right now. Actually, I could probably take clear glass, 1 piece of sand, equals clear glass, 1 piece of clear glass. I think it might equal 2. I don't know. We'll find out though. So 1 piece of sand equals 1 piece of glass. Encode. Go over here. Put it into this. Jump. Please jump. There you go. It's hard to fly with lag sometimes. And then I want to tell it glass, clear glass. Amazing, I only have 1 piece. So craft, let's say I want just 1 right now, just to see if that's the correct recipe. So if I look over here, there should be a piece of sand in here. Yep. If I go over here and wait for it, it should dump that molten glass into here, and I'm going to take a drink while I wait for it. Eventually it will get around to melting. I guess sand is takes a long time. I am getting some major lag here. Yeah, it's still melting. Still melting. Come on, sand. You can do it. I got faith in you, buddy. A little bit further. Almost there. And there you go. And if this goes, that means I'm correct. And it's full. And it goes. And nothing else is coming, so I was correct. So now I only have 1 piece of sand in the system. Of clear glass, I mean. Yep. 1 piece of clear glass. Ready to go. So let's put that back in. Let's put the rough stuff back in. Let's put the alumite back in. We're gonna put away the pneumatic servo. The seared glass I'm gonna keep because it has molten iron in it from testing earlier and messing up. Put away that. Put away that and that and that. And those. Oh, that I cheated in to set it up. Okay. Now, clear glass. I want like a whole stack of that shit. Begin. And probably ought to also get a bunch of this brownstone stuff. Let's see how it works if I ask for both. Let's get a stack of that as well. Oh, I have a cyclic assembler set up to make my 10 nuggets right here. So it's making 10 nuggets for me, however many I need to do 64. And that should be going into this chest. Yep, and it's waiting for the sand to get out of the way. Yep, because it cannot work until it won't send the nuggets over here until the sand is out of the way, and it won't send the gravel over here. Oh shit. So it did do that. Okay, so I cannot have it working on brownstone and glass at the same time. So that is a problem. So is this pipe stuffed now? Oh, it's the hopper. The hopper is gonna have it. Yeah, that can't have that. And that has to come away, and I have to eat. I keep forgetting where I'm getting it down here at. There it is. My dog scared the hell out of me. Okay, yep. So the glass is working, and I just need to cancel the I'm just gonna cheat this real quick because I'm kind of just testing. Crafting monitor. That's not what I wanted. Okay, there. And we're just gonna take oh, where is the tin? That's weird. Where did the molten tin or the tin nuggets go? Are they in the ME system? Or the AE system? Nope. I've only got 7. Did I get some of the no? Where is all this stuff hiding at? I don't understand where that sand came from. Why is it feeding it? How does it know to feed it 9 at a time? Excuse me. Whenever it's connected to the chest. Wait. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like how it does that. That's just going straight over. And where is my tin? And how do I get out? That's glass. Yes, that's still glass. It's still working. I wonder if there's tin in the bottom of it and somehow it's still working. Nope, I saw the bottom. Well, I just lost a lot of tin ingots somehow. Am I doing tin ingots somewhere else? I am. Well, it shouldn't matter. Unless I didn't. Okay, so I asked for 64. Silver, 10. 518. Nugget. I have 7 left. So if 64 divided by 9 is, I can't remember, 64 divided by 9, 7.11. Ha! 7. So what it did was it made what? What did it do? Yeah, it made 9 ingots, right? It made ingots back into it and then had the leftover 10, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, it's making my glass 9 at a time, which is going to take quite a bit of time. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. That sucks. There's the 10. And now it's gonna fuck up this thing because it's still messing up from the one brownstone incident. And that's got glass in it. And that's not gonna work very well, is it? Is it gonna try to put more in? Yep. Okay, it's done. Now, what have I got over here? Got glass in these pipes. Let's see if that's a full. And still a little bit more tin. Alright. Cool. Now, let's turn these ingots back into these nuggets back into ingot form. I don't know why that is like that. Okay. Now, so let's do some of this rough gravel again and see what happens. 64, begin. And it should be making gravel to go over here. Yep, should be making the 10 ingots or nuggets to go into here. Yep, it should be jumping. Thank you. Did I mess something up? Oh, I did. Damn it. Alright, there's no output. So it's supposed to go into the bottom one. There. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the way that those work so that I don't accidentally do that. So that needs to be out. Okay. So that should fix itself. And it is making my whatchamacallits rough stone shit. Rough brownstone, and it's not really that slow once it gets started because it does 9 ingots at a time. So once it goes, the cooling time is really what slows it down more than anything, not the smelting time. Because once it smelts once, it gets 9 more, and then it smelts more, and so I guess it's kind of keeping up. But I don't know how much is in this pipe back here, so. But so yeah, that's the smelter completely automated. Like, I thought it was really cool the way that it did it, because I haven't really seen anybody else figure it out without a whole bunch of really nasty timing devices and odd things going on, and that's how I did it. And I'd like to do a video also on this, which is my super awesome power generator. This thing will make some power, buddy. It makes ethanol, and doesn't take much. It goes into the compression dynamo, and that feeds into a battery down here which runs everything. So it's like 2 fermenters, a still, and a squeezer. And then I also have excess stuff going into here, which is my bioreactor and biogenerator, and that turned on makes a ton of power. And as you see, I'm backed up completely in this thing. I've got more of everything that I can use, and all of my batteries are completely charged. Like, even my redstone energy cell back there has a complete 2 million charge. Will you jump? It is so hard to do when I'm getting lag. There we go. So yeah, 100, what is it? 10 million? 10 million completely full. And I never have a problem. I can turn everything on. The farm is running. Everything is self-sufficient. The farm runs itself. All the generators run themselves. Everything's got more than enough of everything to keep up. I'm getting poisoned by my whatchamacallit, my sludge boiler. See, my poop completely full. My composter completely full. My fertilizer keeps up just barely. This all keeps up. Everything is just humming right along. I can hook up a quarry, and it barely affects my energy cells. So the way that I've got it set up right now, it just turns parts on and off as needed, so it never really uses the batteries. So that is my video for today. I hope that you like it, and maybe I'll do a video on how to build this thing. if anybody's interested in it. We'll see. I don't know. It took a long time to make, and I'm kind of proud of it because a lot of people I've seen have tried to do this, and I have not yet seen a very successful one besides Direwolf, and his had all kinds of crazy stuff going on with it, logistics pipes and gates and things like that I don't really use in my builds. So I like the way that the thermal expansion and Tinker's construct work together. So thanks for watching. If you like it, please like and share.